What's up, good folks? Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl, Bernicia, and you are here with N.E.X.T. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Also, while you're at it, hit the like button, okay? So today we're here to do a recap for the latest episode of Baddies USA, okay? Chapter 1. And we're on episode 152,000, okay? With that being said, the episode picks up with Biggie getting attacked, okay? She got attacked. Now, at this point in the show, we do not know who this person is, or the girls, rather, do not know who the person is that attacked Biggie, okay? So Biggie's just going crazy. She's going ballistic. Now, mind you, as Biggie she's walking through the crowd, the group of girls. She was the last person to walk in. And literally, as she's walking in, some random girl like Rambo's Biggie.
Ooh. Bye.
Okay? And so then it turns into like this big, huge fucking brawl. To be real with y'all, you could not really see much of what was going on. It just went chaotic after that, okay? We seen like a little snippet of the fight between Biggie and this girl. Biggie managed to get a hold of her hair or something like that. Speaking of hair, the camera got a close-up of the back of Biggie's head, and that don't make no damn sense, Biggie. That don't make no damn sense. It's like you literally, your hairline skipped a row and just decided to keep going.
That's stupid.
Okay, it's like you had a whole patch of hair missing back there, and then you had the audacity to have what appeared to be an underbraid, like a little braid underneath that bald patch. I don't know what was going on with that, but yeah, I would have been mad as fuck too, because if a bitch ripped my wig off and I have to be exposed like that, they didn't even give Biggie a fucking hat. Child. Now, in the midst of all this chaos, we fuck around and we see Island Boy. Now, Island Boy, what the fuck? What is you doing? What is you doing here with the baddies? I mean, I don't know. It looked like he was playing security guard at one point too. But I'll tell you what, with all the chaos that was going on, another thing that I noticed that some of the girls didn't seem to give a fuck. Okay, Natalie, case in point, Natalie, the look on Natalie's face right here in this scene just said that she just didn't care. She was over it. She felt no ways tied. Okay. Another person who didn't seem to give a much of a fuck, at least at first, was Tasiki. Now, Tasiki did get activated, but she didn't get activated till after the fact, okay? We're going to come back to Tasiki. But Tasiki didn't seem to give a fuck. I mean, Biggie was going crazy bananas. Next thing you know, you see Tasiki in the background lighting her blunt. Like, bitch, child, just another motherfucking day, okay? This is really a tough crowd of girls, okay? These bitches have seen it all, okay? And Dolly, now we know you allegedly be on those Uggs, okay? So I can understand why everybody else trying to run for their life, you on top of the table dancing. I can understand. And then it's crazy because at one point you can literally hear Dolly, yeah, fucking having the time of her life while all of this crazy shit is going on. Child, got to be more careful. This whole thing was ridiculous. It was a lot going on. Now, apparently, at this point in time, the girls thought that Low London was the person who sent this girl. The girl that attacked Biggie, we find out later, is Snuck, which is an associate of Tommy's. Now, we don't know how close, what type of relationship Snuck has with Tommy. Only thing we know is that the girl has proximity to Tommy, okay? Now, at this point in time, they don't know that. So, Biggie's assuming that Low London had something to do with the attack because, basically her and Low London had words before, and right here in this particular scene, there's some random girl. I won't say she's random, but she tells Biggie like, "Hey, I seen Low London. Low London has the whole thing on camera, whoop de whoop." And I think Biggie just was like, "Okay, Low London, I had an issue with her, a little while back, so it kind of went from there." So she goes and confront Low London. And it turns into like some chair throwing situation. Everybody throwing chairs, everybody throwing shit, and the brawl got bigger, okay? Now, what I will say about this whole situation, that it was extremely dangerous, okay? It got to a point where some of the security had to tell the girls to duck, and they were escorting the girls out. It was just entirely too much going on, and that is horrible for the cast member safety, okay? That is absolutely horrible. Nobody wants to be at work, and then they have to worry about people at their job attacking them. But not only that, you have to worry about outside bitches attacking them, okay? And for Biggie, I would have been extremely terrified because at the time, Biggie don't know who the fuck this girl is. So as far as she's concerned, this girl's a complete stranger. And she just comes up and fucking attack her. Now, like, as much as I like to laugh at Biggie, this shit here wasn't funny. Okay? Next up, we get a scene with Cold Killer and Fauna. Okay? So they're talking about this whole... everything that happened before. Y'all know how they do. They sit there, they have discussions about whatever. Now, in this discussion, I just find Fauna to be fake. As much as they want to sit up here and talk about Tavy being fake, Fauna's fake too. I feel like it's more going on between you and Tavy than you want to be admitting to. We all can see it. Okay, bitch, y'all want to sit up here and beat down Lex and Summer's throat for playing Licky Licky Kitty Cat Smash. But at the same time, I feel like at this point, I feel like all y'all asses are fucking and sucking at this point. Child, Scotty comes out and enjoys the girls at some point, and when I tell y'all she looks to fuck good, she looks to fuck good, okay? But I don't think we need to. I need to express that, okay? Just look at her in this picture, beautiful, okay? So, anywho, the conversation kind of continues about the whole Tavy situation. Now, as far as the Tavy Natalie thing go, I completely agree with Cold Killer on this situation. I feel like Tavy, if you fuck with both Natalie and DTB, just be real, okay? Just be honest. Don't get around Natalie and act like, oh, you just so team Natalie and you just don't fuck with DTB, when in all actuality you like her. So I feel like if you in that predicament, the smartest thing to do is not to pick sides, okay? But see, here goes Tavy. Every chance she gets, she wants to try to prove to Natalie how much that she's on team Natalie. And just like Fauna and Killing Them is finding you fake, well, guess what? Natalie's gonna find your ass fake too. Bitch, you gonna end up shit at the shit end of the stick because ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. They gonna feel like every chance you get, you just gonna be flipping and flopping. Bitch, you don't know who. You can't pick a scrub. Fauna then goes on to say that she basically regrets her delivery, but she doesn't regret what she said, and that she meant what she said. Okay, well, let's just hope you continue to stand on that, because now you got Natalie looking at you sideways. Okay, so anywho, for the most part, we spend a good 15-20 minutes of the episode going through these little different conversations. Most of the girls were just talking about shit that we already saw. But anyway, let's get to the clock up, the Gla Gla Boom. Okay, so we get a scene from the Gla Gla Boom clique, you know, Tasiki, Biggie, Anna, all of them. Okay, and so we find out from Anna that Natalie is hosting an event that particular night with Low London. Okay, so that kind of explains why Low London was even, you know, in the atmosphere, because apparently she was supposed to be doing something with Natalie. Now, we eventually find out later on in this episode that that incident that happened at the restaurant had nothing to do with Lola.
I didn't hear that.
And it was Tommy's associates. But, damn. Now that you think about it, Lola London just got hit with a stray bullet, bitch. You was just there and got into all of that shit. Anyway, Biggie lets us know that she's pressing charges on the girl who we now know is Ciroc. As far as I'm concerned, go ahead, press the bitch. Bitch, if I was Biggie, I would press every charge that they have.
Jail. Jail. Jail.
Bitch, if it's a new law that came up and I could press a charge on that bitch, I would press that charge too, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's already a hard work environment. So for a bitch that's on the outside to just come and attack me on top of me already having to watch out for the bitches that I work with, it's excessive. It's excessive and it's extremely dangerous. So I think that, yeah, these girls should start pressing charges that'll teach these bitches on the outside. Like, if y'all think that that's the way that's going to get you on Baddies, it ain't going to get you nowhere but lock the fuck up, okay? And then we get Mariah in the confessional saying that she wouldn't have went to the police about that situation. Why is it that white people always, when they affiliated with the community, why is it that they always try to be more hood than us? Like, bitch, no. There's a difference between fighting on Baddies and fighting in real life, okay? If you don't know a bitch from a can of paint, then what gives that person the right to come put their hands on you? And if it has nothing to do with baddies, if it's something outside of that perimeter, yes, bitch, I will call the police, because you might as well be a bitch on the street. I could be walking down the street going to the damn grocery store and a bitch come attack me. So you telling me that doesn't qualify to call the police? Bitch, please. Mariah, shut up.
That's stupid.
Okay, shut up. I would have called the police. Okay. And so at this point, Lex decides to, I guess, give Lex her flowers. I mean, not Lex, but Tasiki decides to give Lex her flowers, okay? And now, I guess when everything was going down with Biggie, from what Tasiki says, Lex was really standing up for Biggie and things like that, and she feels like the girls should should add Lex to the group. Now, with that being said, I think Lex would be more compatible with the likes of Biggie them. With their group, I think that Lex would probably get along with them more, but it's the honor Mac of the situation. So when Tasiki said that they should add Anna to the Glock Eye Boom, the little clique or whatever, whoop to whoop, you can tell that Anna was just agreeing to get through the scene. I could believe that after that scene was over, Anna went the fuck off. Like, bitch, what the fuck make you think that I want to be friends with her? I don't like that bitch. I don't even like her. So to be friends with her, no. Like, y'all can be friends with her, bitch. I won't, okay? I don't know. I just don't think Anna Mac and Big Lex are like, they're not two peas in a pod. We get another scene with Summer, DJ Sky, Nunu, and Tommy. Now, this scene, I'm not going to lie, was mostly about Tommy. Everybody was pretty much asking her about her numerous enemies that she has accumulated on the show. Okay, like the bitch got problems. Okay, so they asked her about I guess they asked her about Big Lex, and she was like, you know, she don't know what the fuck Big Lex problem is. She never even mentioned Big Lex, said her name. They asked her about Biggie and that whole situation. So really, Summer was the one that put it out there, because Summer was like, well, they're trying to say that it was your friend who came attacked Biggie, basically. And so here goes Tommy in the confessionals. It's mind freezing, it's mind bleeding, it's mind twisting, mind confusing, it's mind gymnastics. The bitch was trying to say mind boggling. But we know you was lying, Tommy, because Tommy love to get in that bitch and act like she don't know what the hell going on, which is smart. But at the same time, bitch, we know you lying. Okay? And as far as the whole Biggie situation, when Tommy was asked about it, she was like, I don't know. We go together. Hell, I'm scared. I died fucking laughing. And it is so funny because I remember, if you guys go back and watch my episode 14, was it 14 or 13 recap for Baddies, okay? When Biggie and Tommy got into it in the kitchen, and Biggie was swinging at Tommy, telling myself, bitch, I love you, bitch. How you gonna try to swing at a bitch and tell him you love him at the same time? Like, that is a bit psychotic, okay? So I don't blame Tommy for being like, whoa, bitch, I'm scared. Because how did I develop this relationship with you, bitch? How did we get here? Like, I do not blame Tommy for that, okay? Also, Tommy felt like, so DJ Scott asked her why she didn't come out and perform at the Atlanta show. And now that you think about it, I really didn't remember seeing Tommy. But either way, Tommy was like, because she's seen too many motherfucking police officers around, and she says she is wanted. Okay, now that is a crazy way to live, because like everywhere you go, you have to worry about the police. And I guess she felt like Zeus was low-key trying to set her up, right? She didn't want to get arrested like Krishan got arrested on national television.
Jail. Jail. Jail.
Tommy said, bitch, I can't get out. So yeah, child, it doesn't pay to get into it with the law everywhere you go, because bitch, you can't live comfortable. Every time you turn around and you see the whoop whoop, the police, you hear whoop whoop, you see the blueberries and cherry lights, bitch, you get scared. That's not a way to live, man. That is no way for nobody to live. So Natalie decides to invite a select group of girls to a restaurant for a sit down meeting. Okay. So those girls, as Lex put it, her favorite girls was Jayla, Janelle, Sapphire, Lex, Dolly, and Tavy Baby. Okay. So Natalie basically goes off because she wants to get her little crew of people together. Okay. So she basically goes off on Jayla. Initially, she was like, you know, she felt like Jayla wasn't really defending her. Jayla kind of sat back and let her go through all of these different altercations with the girls and wasn't standing up for her. And she feels away because Jayla and her have been friends for the longest, right? So, but here goes Jayla. In your absence, I always have your back, Natalie. And it is always that I am forthcoming and revealing, and child, she would have gone on and on and on and on. But see, Natalie's issue with her was also the fact that apparently the night before, Jayla and I guess Janelle, they went to one of Anna's bookings, okay? And DTB was at this booking, and Natalie fucked around and seen a picture where Jayla and DTB was too close for her liking, okay? She's like, my best friend is up there with my op, like, type shit. So I can understand why Natalie was, like, felt to way, because it's like, bitch, you supposed to be my bestie. And you know me and this girl have active beef. Like, why the fuck is you too cool? Like, y'all too comfortable around this girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't really know because we didn't get to really see the picture. I'm pretty sure the picture's online though, but I didn't get a chance to really see the picture, so I can't see how close Jayla was standing. But like Jayla said, bitch, DTB was over here, I was over there. Like, we was in the same building. It's not as if I came there and I was hanging with her. And to be honest, even if she was, like, she's a fucking grown ass woman. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? But even still, like, I do get Natalie too, because bitch, if you my friend, don't be over there parlaying with my ops. That makes me feel away. It makes me feel like you over there plotting with that bitch. Okay. So anyway, I do agree with Dolly. However, Dolly said that she feels that Jayla has chosen her own side. She didn't choose Natalie's side. She didn't choose DTB's side. She chose her own side. And that right there is the best way to describe it. Jayla chooses her own side. Like, she never defends Natalie, so much so that whoever has a problem with Natalie at the time decides to snap on her about it. But she also never directly involves herself in Natalie's bullshit, and I don't blame her. I really don't. We've seen what happens to girls who tried to defend Natalie in the past. Point in case Tavy. Like, Tavy keeps getting the shit end of the stick trying to defend Natalie. Okay. So then they kind of go in on Tavy's situation with Fauna and Cold Killer a little bit. And I must admit, Tavy looks really nice in this confessional. I mean, not in this confessional, but in this scene. Usually with some of her hairstyles, she kind of looks masculine. But with that curly dark hair, she really looks nice, okay? So anyway, Tavy basically, you know, they get started on this whole situation with Fauna and Tavy. So Lex like, oh, I heard in the grapevine, a little birdie dropped it off at my door. Whoop the Whoops played telephone and told me that you and Fauna have something going on. Like, y'all are friends with benefits, okay? So Tavy makes it plain and clear that her and Fauna have never slept together, okay? They are just friends. So Natalie decides to be messy, okay? So she has this card game, right? And she's reading off the card, or at least the girls think she's reading off the card, which she admits in her confessional that she was making it up. But basically, the question was something along the lines of, who here has fucked their best friend, or something like that, right? And so that's how Lex became the subject again. So she's like, I've never put my mouth on Summer. Blase squaze. Summer was on her knees. I was on my tippy toes. Y'all know that whole whoop to whoop, okay? And so Natalie decides to call Summer and ask Summer the same question. Summer's like, well, y'all, she was like, well, ask Lex. But Summer doesn't answer the question. Okay. And another thing too, that I noticed in the scene, because at first I didn't notice it initially, but it's like, as soon as Lex realized, like, Lex heard Summer's voice, she made it known that she was right there. You feel me? So I think after that ass whooping that Summer got, she didn't want to say too much on it. or she, you know what I'm saying? She didn't want to say too much because she knew Lex was right there. You feel me? But then again, I don't know, because after all them ass whooping Summer got, Summer was still saying the same story, and now she really doesn't want to speak on it. She doesn't want to elaborate. So that tells, for me, that says that the only reason she ain't speaking on it, or she's not elaborating no more, is because she doesn't want to get her ass whooped again. Okay, she's over it. She's done. But I do feel like that Lex went down on her, because it's like, bitch, you could have just said no. She didn't. But she's not answering the question. To me, that says that she's scared to answer the question. Okay, but whatever, child, I don't give a fuck. But then the conversation goes back to Tavy and Fauna. Okay, now them two, I really feel like they got something going on. They argue like an old married couple, so I do believe that something happened with them. But both Tavy and Fauna is sticking to their stories. Okay, because Natalie ended up FaceTiming Fauna, and Fauna basically said no, and she hung up real quick for my liking. She hung up too quick for my liking. I mean, that bitch said no. There's nothing going on between us. Never was, never will. Click, hung up. Like, I was like, well, damn. Okay. She ain't want nobody to ask about that shit, boy. She kept it pushing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, this whole episode could have just been cut, snipped, or combined with last week's episode. I mean, with next week's episode, as far as I'm concerned. We didn't really need this episode. It was a bunch of filler. It was a bunch of different conversations about shit that we already seen. So we really didn't need this episode, period, to be honest. Okay? But pretty much the only thing that happens at this point is that Tinka comes back, and all the girls catch Tinka up on everything that had happened since she left. And the craziest part about it, I didn't realize the bitch was gone until she came back. I was like, oh, I hadn't seen you, Tinka. Damn. Like, now that you think about it, I hadn't seen her since the fight between her and Dolly, when they both went tumbling off the damn bus. I think that's the last time I actually seen Tinka. I'm not sure. Whatever the case is, the girl catches her up on all that went down since she had been gone. Mind you, they're doing all of this at the rehearsals. I guess this is the final rehearsal before they wrap up Chapter 1 USA. And so Natalie and Lenny, they invite Brendan Lee. Okay, so Brendan Lee is going to be part of their last performance. And to be honest, I hadn't seen or heard from this dude in a very long time, but he is a comedian, for those of you who don't know. And he's very funny as well. But it's good to see him popping back out. And then when Tommy gets to the rehearsals, it just becomes a thing. Like, all the girls, the whole energy of the rehearsals just shift when Tommy walks in, okay? So we get Lenny. We get Lenny, and he's like, Tommy, you always make the girls feel some type of way. What do you be doing, Tommy? Well, Tommy be with her shenanigans. And at this point, I really don't know. Like, with the girls disliking Tommy, they have valid reason to dislike Tommy. I mean, you done brought outside people into the crew to fight the girls. You know, hell, at one point, you've endangered these group of girls more than once. I mean, shit, you literally brought a BB GUN to the situation and shot at the girls. Hell, a couple of the girls got popped. I think Tinka, Rolly got popped the last time you came with your shenanigans. And now this time, another cast member has been hurt or attacked because of something that you did. So at the end of the day, I don't know if they should be more mad at Lenny or Tommy. Because why keep bringing that bitch back if she coming back stirring up all that shit? I mean, it don't seem like Tommy be doing nothing, but then she be there by default, like literally making enemies, okay? Yeah. So, yeah, when she came in, the whole energy of the rehearsal shifted. And next week, we got to see a preview for next week's episode, okay? Next week's episode, that's how it's going to be confirmed that this girl who attacked Biggie is Sarat. They're going to bring her on camera, okay? So we're going to get to see her. And it looks like at least half the baddies had a fight with this girl, okay? Tommy looked like she's going to get her ass whooped too next episode. I just can't wait to see. That's why I said they could have just ate this whole episode ate this shit up, shitted it out, skipped it. I don't fucking know. Did something and let us just get to next week's episode, because that's where shit gets real, okay? But with that being said, you guys, let me know your thoughts about this video recap in the comment section. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget the like button. Also, everyone hit the notification bell so you guys know when I drop new content. With that being said, I love you. Deuces.